Hey everybody, and welcome back to Larry Tech Talk. Today I'm joined by Sara Schulz.
Hello, everybody.
Sara, you've never done this before.
I have not. This is my first one.
So, before we talk about our actual topic, which is It's Lit, a guide to what teens think is cool, we're gonna talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
So, Sara, what do you even do?
Oh my God, this again. Okay. I am a junior in media communication. I'm a very involved person on campus. I'm a collegiate athlete. I am on the bowling team, shout out. I'm also in a sorority, Kappa Beta Gamma, and also a founder of a couple things on campus. So I do a lot here.
Sweet. Do you know what you're looking to do once you get out of here?
I'm mainly looking into production in terms of broadcasting or even advertising in their production fields.
Sweet. All right. Before we go any further, I need to shout out our sponsors. So thank you to Cottage Inn Pizza on Lasser Road for continuing to sponsor us. They have I can never remember if it's the Lawrence Tech special or the Blue Double special, but there's a special you can get. It's $12.99, 2-topping pizza and breadsticks, and they'll deliver. So there's all kinds of advantages to it. And then thanks to Fifth Avenue in Royal Oak for sponsoring us and letting us have awesome parties at your place of business once a month. Those are always a good time. Sorry that you can't go to those.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
They're really fun for those of us who are 21 and up.
Oh, no, I could go there. I'm 21, but I just can't go there because of bowling tournaments, so.
You have a bowling tournament every Thursday night?
We usually travel to the 8-hour drives that we have, so.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but, when you have a scholarship, you kind of have to stick with that.
Sure. All right. So, earlier in the week, Google released a case study titled It's Lit, a guide to what teens think is cool. They scientifically tried to figure out what teens think is cool. Right off the bat, Sara, you were a teenager once.
Yeah, I was a teenager once. It's hard to believe at this point.
Do you think that title accurately represents you as a teen and what you think is cool? Do you think that's a cool title?
It's a little bit ahead of my time, to be honest, because what we think was cool was, this is cool. That's what we said. We didn't say it was lit.
Oh, that's right. Lit didn't start being a thing until after we left high school.
That's true, yeah.
So, according to Google, the purpose of this magazine is to provide a glimpse into the world of teens in the U.S. through the lens of what they find cool. Cool is an indication of what people pay attention to, what gets them excited, and can often act as a manifestation of their hopes and dreams. Unlike millennials, this group is ambitious, engaged, and feel like they can change the world. We're not ambitious.
No, we're
and
not.
We're not engaged? Engaged in what?
Yeah, that's kind of a blanket statement when it comes to being engaged. Like, what do you mean engaged? Does it mean you're engaged in social media, or does it mean that you're engaged with politics, or
That's an excellent point. I'm engaged with this broadcasting club and getting my degree.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they mean. Like, I feel like maybe what they mean is politics, just because that's been, huge the last few months with the new administration and the election and everything.
Yeah, I would agree on that statement.
But are teens really engaged in all that?
It's been a while since I've actually talked to a teenager in high school because I've been out of it for so long at this point.
Do you have any relatives who are still in high school?
The only youngest relatives I have right now are babies, so
Okay.
I've been the youngest one in my family for a long, long time. So
I got a couple. My brother and my cousins are in high school right now, and I don't know. The most they're engaged in something like politics is like sending me Donald Trump memes.
Yeah.
They don't watch the news. They don't keep up with all that. They just, they see the tasty new memes and then they share it around.
Those dank memes.
I mean, when you're in high school, does that really matter to you? Like, you're not old enough to vote. You can't necessarily go out and do a whole lot.
I mean, for what I think that being engaged as a teenager would just to be like situationally aware of what's going on in the world and kind of voicing your own opinion. But unfortunately, the voting thing is an issue. Like, they can't vote for what they want to actually stand for.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an odd statement to me, and I don't know if I like it. By the way, this is focusing on Generation Z.
Yes.
The newest generation, not our generation of millennials. What are we, Generation X or Y? We're Generation Y, aren't we?
Yes, we're Generation Y. Mm-hmm.
What comes after Generation Z?
I don't know, Generation A1 or something. I don't know.
Generation Steak Sauce.
Yes.
So, let's see. There's a little chart here kind of giving an overview of Generation Z. This is on... Okay, well, it won't tell me. It's on page 3, I guess. Gen Z, in size and power, is not to be underestimated. It includes those born between the mid-90s to early 2000s. However, this research is focused on 13 to 17-year-olds. Wait, does that mean that we're Generation Z? Just not the ones that are being focused on?
13 to 17. So, obviously it depends if you're a freshman here or not, because there are freshmen that could be 17, so they could be Generation Z. So they could be like right on the edge between our generation and their generation.
I don't know. Maybe I have a predisposition to not liking this. I think if I was in high school and I saw this come out, I would immediately be against it. You're picking out some things that are making it not seem as terrible.
Yeah.
I do like this though. They want to tell you what the number of teens in this, like, that would be included in this study are in the world, but to most teenagers that would just say hashtag of teens.
Yeah.
It's not number anymore. Like, I think the people who wrote this, have been writing that as number before hashtag became a thing. And so for a teen, it's just hashtag of teens.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is that when I was growing up, I knew that the hashtag symbol was actually the pound symbol, and it meant numbers. So it is crazy to think that there are people out there that think that that's actually the hashtag and not a pound or number sign.
That's incredibly frustrating to me as a person, because I grew up with that being the number symbol, and I still do it today. I still use it as a number symbol when, I need to do so, like on scratch paper or something.
Yeah, especially like for us, if you're writing a script, just put that as a quick number 2 or something like that.
Yeah, but like my youngest brother has seen like stuff I've written before, and he'll ask me like, why do you need hashtag 2 pencil?
Oh my God, no. Oh geez.
Hashtag 2 pencil. I think I'll just name this episode with like a bunch of hashtags in a row, like hashtag teens, hashtag 2 pencil.
Hashtag it's lit.
Hashtag it's lit.
It's lit.
Oh God. That's such a lame title.
It's just hilarious.
That's so pandering.
It's just hilarious too, being here at Lawrence Tech, because we're LTU, but we were LIT before.
Yeah, that's right.
And now the younger and younger generations that are coming in here are like, oh, so you were lit before.
We were lit before it was cool.
Yeah.
Actually, my grandpa went here too when it was still LIT. We ended up finding his class ring amongst all of his stuff, and I think my middle brother claimed it as his own. So sometimes he'll wear it around and be like, "I'm lit."
Oh my God, no.
So
I could do the same with my mom's class ring, but I want to get my own, so that's out of the question.
I don't know. On the topic of class rings, I don't particularly want one.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, it's nice, but when are you actually gonna wear it? And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But let's get into this. On page 4, they have the definition of cool. Let's read through some of that, shall we?
Yes.
So, let's see. Teens feel that being cool is about just being yourself, embracing what you love, rejecting what you don't, and being kind to others. But, what if you don't love another race?
What if you don't love, say, another sex?
Yeah, so, be kind to others unless you don't like that. Then reject it. Push it away. You don't need it.
Yeah, it's sort of like a two-sided thing here because it is a blanket statement once again, but it's almost like a two-sided thing. It's either you're on one side or the other.
Yeah. It's, I'm sure what they mean is like, kind of like, don't let the bad vibes in, that kind of classic BS, but
Yeah.
it's so, in the context of this, if you're not aware of that kind of thing, and that's like a saying, then you could read it as, a little oxymoron in and of itself.
Yeah.
What else they got here? The activities they think are cool represent their generational power struggle between technology and RL.
Which is real life for all you.
In parentheses, it says real life.
Yes.
Instead of just typing real life. Mm-hmm. Actually, the most I ever hear is IRL, in real life.
Yeah.
But that's usually like, in a chat for a game or more often than not, I hear it as a joke. Like, fight me IRL.
Yeah, like some MLG compilation on YouTube.
It's like, a lot of this just seems to me like a grandmother who is just aware enough to try and be in with her grandkids, but keeps missing the mark.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, I can't wait to see you, RL.
The funny thing is that in high school, I took a finance class, and the teacher actually used that, but...
Your teacher would say RL?
Yeah, but he was, like, the suavest guy on the planet. Like, he was okay to use it, but this title, or this article using it is just kind of, like, pandering in a way towards this generation.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There's a lot of pandering going on in this. Teens feel something is cool if it's unique, impressive, interesting, amazing, or awesome.
So that's...
They could have used a lot less words for that.
Yeah, because a lot of those are synonyms of each other.
Yeah. And they got like gender differences in what's cool. More males are more likely to be persuaded something is cool by fads/friends. And females are more likely to determine something is cool based on how it makes them feel. Sarah, is that true?
No, because I do a lot of things that are fads, but I also do things like I don't particularly go with the trends that often when it comes to like how does it make you feel? I know I'm not about that. I make my own way in life.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Whatever, man.
I'm at that age where it's just like I'm going into adulthood and finding a career, and at this point I'm going to be making my own in life and setting my own trends.
unfortunately, I think. I mean, I go with thinking some things are cool based on how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
But I think that's just what being a person is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
like you have emotion.
Yeah, it's like
you can think things are cool just because like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like, what's cool? It's Swissmas because it makes you feel amazing when you drink it. So,
Right. What's one? Oh, I had it. I think the I think the Magnificent Seven remake is cool. It's not great,
yeah.
but when I watch it, I feel like I'm having a fun time. So I feel like it's cool.
Yeah,
And that's definitely not a fad because not a lot of people saw that movie.
Yeah, and it's like I think Under Armour is cool because it's starting to come up as a really good athletic wear line. So that's a fad. That's a trend.
Yeah.
So I'm following that.
I just recently started trying to watch anime. I've had a big long list that people have been giving me. And I think that's more because of friends.
Yeah.
Not so much the fad. The fad of it actually makes me not want to watch it. So I've been having my friends give me like specific ones that are like quality works that I'm not going to feel like I'm wasting my time with.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's basically like with any TV show, really.
Yeah.
So.
Like a lot of the times you watch a TV show because other people tell you that it's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
And only once you're invested in it do you usually feel something.
Yeah, it's like sort of a before and after sort of thing. Cause and effect.
Here's the other thing I'm interested in. So this defining cool page, it has a bar graph on different kinds of stuff. And it was like a survey of 400 13 to 17-year-olds based on what's cool. And they have blue bars and they have pink bars for boys and girls. But based on what I know from the people, like my cousins and my brother who are still in high school, based on what I've heard from them, I'm not sure that a lot of teens would actually be okay with this kind of thing because we now live in an age where, there's like a new gender every week. People are identifying as all kinds of different things, and so my cousin actually my cousin was born a girl but now identifies as a boy, and I'm pretty sure he would maybe, I'm not sure exactly, but I feel like he would maybe have a little bit of a problem with this because some people don't like to just be labeled as male or female. Some people aren't sure what they want to be, and some people identify as something else altogether.
Yeah, and we do live in an age where it's much more accepted to be something other than what's considered the status quo.
Yeah.
So yeah, this article kind of almost perpetuates that in a way that like all the way down to the text color of female being pink and male being blue. Like I know a lot of girls who do not like pink.
Yeah.
And then I know a lot of guys who do like pink. So it's like
I think it's very obvious that this whole study was conducted and written by like adults.
Yeah.
But like not even like Generation Y adults who I think are a little bit more in touch with the most recent generation, like Generation X kind of adults.
Yeah.
And it's not that that's a bad thing, but it's it seems like maybe they didn't bring in people who were a little bit more connected to like fact check some of the stuff and make sure that what they're doing is going to really speak to the right people.
Yeah, or even just bringing in a teenager and having them collaborate on the project.
Right.
To make sure it's a little bit better towards that generation.
Yeah, like it's or they could also just the people who wrote it could also, be aware of that and maybe just they don't think that's cool, so they aren't going to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything. I before we move on to the next page, I want to take a look at this actual graph.
Okay.
Because this gave me a chuckle. Just the way they did it. I really like to imagine like a grandma asking some of these things to people, like, do you think automotive is cool?
Like, do you think those cars are cool on the road there?
Well, that's how it's written. It's not written as like cars or monster trucks or race car. It's automotive.
Yeah.
Like an industry. Like, do you like the automotive industry?
Those darn kids in their automotive industries.
And like,
Oh, no.
and I would love to meet the kids that are like, technology is cool. Clothes, fashion, beauty is cool.
Yeah.
Media entertainment is cool. Food and drink, very cool.
Yeah, it's like, you know what's really good? Nature and travel.
Nature
you know?
and travel. I like for people they have to like define what it is.
Yeah.
And in which case they could have just said friends and family.
Yeah.
Because I really like friends and family,
Same.
but I hate people.
Kind of, maybe not same. I don't know.
Peop-
I'm too social for my own good sometimes.
People I don't know who are just, kind of making life difficult for me out in the world, I don't like. So, like, you could have had, like, a people in general and then a friends and family thing.
Yeah.
But then what if the kids were like, yeah, strangers are cool? That's not the right message you want. But according to this, boys think that video games are the coolest.
That was like one of the most jarring parts of this when I was looking at this earlier on.
Are you, like, a gamer girl?
I'm not like a gamer girl, but I definitely would game like when I have the opportunity to. Just so jam-packed with my schedule that I can't do it.
Sure.
So,
You can't afford to start playing a video game.
yeah, no, that's costly. But it's just, it amazes me that only like 2% of girls, according to this graph, think that video games are cool. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been living in an LTU bubble for so long that like everyone plays video games here almost.
Well,
so
it's like most girls I know, even outside of LTU, enjoy video games or, at the very least, have played them.
yeah,
This just makes it seem like that's really just a boys' market kind of thing.
and another thing too is that music section is that
Oh yeah,
women or girls apparently,
girls are way higher on there than boys.
yeah, and
The boys are actually matching clothes, fashion, beauty as far as what they think is cool.
yeah,
So music and clothes, fashion, beauty, according to this, are about the same to
for the
teenage
males.
boys, which is also interesting. I mean, I was a band geek in high school, but I don't understand how you cannot like music. There's like something out there for everybody.
And it seems like there's like almost every single person that I met when I was in high school was like, yeah, I like this artist, or yeah, did you hear that Jay-Z new single that came out yesterday? And it was everyone talking about it. It wasn't just females or males. It
Right.
was just a collective love for whatever that type of music was.
Well, and what I was finding at mine was like country and pop were real popular among the girls at my school. For me, that wasn't my thing, but like girls who didn't do band, because all the band kids are all into, jazz and shit. But it was like everybody had some kind of musical taste, whether it was obscure or mainstream.
Yeah, like alternative. That's something that I see a lot of, like, cohesiveness when it comes to the genders.
Yeah, like, who was this aimed at? Who did they ask about this stuff? Why do boys think animals are so uncool,
Yeah.
according to this graph? Although girls think that other is very cool.
Whatever that other is.
Yeah, the other one is like,
Well, like, what is that? I don't know.
I don't know what it is specifically, but that's another one that I like to imagine, like if they're filling out a survey, like, they're just like, ooh, other, very cool. Yeah. Like, okay.
I just want to know, like, what this survey looked like. What the actual pages were given to these
Yeah.
Gen Zs.
I want to see the form. If anybody can find the form for... Oh, wait, it has a source. Maybe we could look that up and find it. But we spent a lot of time on that page.
Yeah. But it's just so interesting with that whole graph of how selective it is.
Yeah, it's it just for the kind of stuff that they're asking, it feels like they asked too few people. It's like
Almost, yeah.
only 400 teens at the start of the thing. They said there was like what 60 million to 60 million to the 1.2 power kids. Whatever that means, but it's a lot of people,
Yes.
you know, and so
Regardless.
400's a really tiny sample. I don't know. Maybe I'm not great at math either.
Yeah,
so
me
that
neither.
that could maybe be like a real great sample, but I don't know.
It's just that 400 is literally 100 kids less than what I graduated with in my high school.
Yeah, so it's like it's one class of kids, if that.
Yeah.
It's too few. You need to get more people before you go and do this.
I would have surveyed at least 1,000 people if I, like, you know,
Right.
if I were to legitimately run this.
And I feel like this was maybe kept in like a certain area, like maybe in a certain state or
Yeah, because Google.
where's Google even located? Like I feel like it couldn't have been too far from the Google headquarters, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, they are based in California, I believe. So potentially they could have just went to the local high school in their city and conducted this.
Yeah. But then that still doesn't add up to why like music would be. Oh no, music's higher for the girls. I
Yeah.
forgot. I don't know. I guess the entertainment stuff is mostly high, except for the art. Art's not very high.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I would expect more out of California.
Nor is job or money,
Yeah,
even though California is one of the most expensive places to live.
job and money, pretty sweet.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're
It's
in high
lit,
school.
man. Got that sweet direct deposit.
Yeah, but they're anywhere between 13 and 17. Only like half of them maybe have a job.
Yeah.
So,
Or even licensed to have one, really.
right, it's not maybe the best thing to be surveying. But moving on from that, oh jeez, no, stop. I'm trying to zoom in on this, but it zoomed in too far. The next thing is about like cool technology
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
social media. It doesn't. I wish it would say like cool social media, because there's some social media that sucks,
Yeah.
like Vine.
Rest in peace.
You can't
Rest in peace.
rip Vine,
Moment of silence for Vine.
ripperoo. But so for cool technology, it's really just smartphones. That whole page is just on smartphones.
Yeah.
Like all things iOS. So teens think iPhones are cool.
Apparently,
I guess.
yes.
But then they have a quote here. I think that the new VR headsets like the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive are really cool. They are doing things that previously weren't possible. This was a direct quote from Mail, age 16, from Massachusetts Urban. Is that like his area is urban?
Yeah, probably like an urban area, like Boston or something.
I think you guys need to do a better job of quoting your sources. And then they have like a graph on, again, male and female preferences on smartphone, which again, you know, maybe transgendered people would like a shot, you know?
Yeah.
And you,
It's,
you want to be inclusive.
yeah,
That's-
especially when you're writing about a certain generation, that generation could see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of pandering, but which I mostly hate, but this could probably stand some pandering to like people who identify as something else, you know? Because that's how you get them interested in this. You make sure that it's accessible to them. And I guess 9.6 don't use a smartphone overall out of male and females.
Yes.
And apparently most people use iOS, so Apple products.
Just by a slim margin, too. That's not even,
That's not all things iOS. That's not even half.
yeah, no.
You guys aren't very good at math.
Google.
Google. They could literally Google the answer.
Google could Google the answer. Googleception.
Google's not doing a very good job of using Google for this.
Oops. Oops.
And then what else they have? They have social media stuff, which social media is for consuming and connecting, not sharing. Wait, but Instagram and Snapchat are like specifically for that.
Yeah.
I use Instagram to share photos that I've taken, and then also share photos that other people have taken with friends of mine on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
That's, yeah, because literally I posted 2 selfies yesterday. That's me sharing my face. So.
Facebook is still a daily habit for most teens for consumption and stalking. But they rarely post, and it's not seen as cool. Okay, I can kind of agree with that. Not the stalking part. The
Anthony. No,
the
just kidding.
consumption part. And I just stalk my friend. He's my best friend. I just like to go to his wall and see what he's doing. But like, I mean, it's good for consumption. Like, I follow The Onion and Clickhole and AV Club and it's a couple news outlets, and they always post stuff to Facebook, so that's a good way to go there. And I can kind of agree with the not posting thing, but more than anything, that's because I like Twitter more for the kind of stuff that I post.
Yeah.
And Facebook, I usually post like maybe something serious, like if I have to announce something, or I'll share like episodes of the podcast or other stuff that I've done. Most of my posts are just sharing other posts.
And like the one thing too is that there's this social media uses by gender, and they break it down by percentages. And Snapchat at the top is a 46.6% for male to the 66.7% for female. So I don't know what type of message I'd be sending, but obviously it's statistics that they're referring to. So.
And for that, did they again just talk to teens, or did they like go to these people and like these companies and ask them for statistics? I don't know.
Yeah, this whole research thing is, you know what, we're doing research in a class currently.
Yeah.
And I think for this to be a little bit more valid in terms of what they're trying to argue or what they're not trying to argue, they should at least had like a methods thing in the beginning stating exactly how they conducted this interview.
Yeah, for these different studies, they should state what they did. Oh, wait. Oh, no, they do have sources at the bottom. But again,
Okay.
it's like a small number. 1,100 respondents, 13 to 17. I think that's too small of a number for the amount of teens in the world that they gave at the beginning. Here's a good one they have a good quote for Snapchat. It gives a medium to connect with friends in a fun way without having to worry about them sharing your thoughts, unless they screenshot.
In parentheses.
Everybody screenshots. Everybody.
That is, Snapchat is literally the birthing ground for any type of blackmail that you could use for or against someone.
Yeah. I wonder how many. I want another poll that like talks about how irresponsible teens use something like Snapchat. Like, you know, what kind of stuff they do on that then is incriminating later. You know. God. Let's look at.
I just love how in this, there's another graph on the bottom right corner of this where they break it down, percentage of Gen X on each platform, and I'm assuming this is total with males and females. Google Plus is more popular than Twitter in terms of percentages.
Is that true though? I'm an adult technically speaking, and I don't use Google Plus.
I know. I don't.
I use Gmail, I use the calendar, and I use Drive. Like I use that stuff, but I don't use Google Plus.
Yes.
Maybe like that's one I'd really be interested in looking into because I don't know why teens would want to use something like Google Plus. Unless it's just because like their mothers wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Yeah,
so
or
they'd
maybe
be safer.
Yeah, maybe it's like their little cave that they could go into to post whatever they want without
That's their private area.
Their private.
But like, I mean, when I was in high school, that was Twitter. Mm-hmm. You just go on Twitter because everybody's parents started figuring out Facebook, and so we would go on Twitter and
Yeah.
tweet there. It was still the same crap that we would put on Facebook, but dude, parents can't use Twitter as well, I guess.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I know that a lot of parents are starting to jump on the Snapchat train. So
Oh, that's right.
so that may be obscure soon because of what happened to Twitter.
Yeah. The parents are going to start using Snapchat, and all the kids are going to be like, well, I can't use it now.
Yeah.
Except, maybe they don't have to. Because Facebook and Instagram do the stories now. Mm-hmm. So the parents they could just go on that and do that and never have to use Snapchat.
Yeah, Facebook with those stories, that was quite jarring to look at when I opened up my phone, and my phone automatically updates my apps. So opening that up and seeing, hey, Facebook has stories now, I'm like, okay, they're trying to be a little bit more like Instagram that they own. So cool.
Yeah.
Cool beans, dude.
Come on, guys. Moving on to beauty, celebrities, clothes and fashion, and music. Ah, geez. Okay.
Oh boy.
So, it's cool to be you. Being beautiful is being yourself. But what if you're an awful person?
Yeah.
Are you still a beautiful, awful person?
And is it cool to be you? Because personal development is a thing. So
You mean like puberty and stuff?
that and just, finding your way in life. Like, I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. So
It's really cool to not know what you're doing with your life. Are you unprepared with your life? Very cool.
existential crisis coming up soon.
I'm about to drop that new depressing thought.
Oh no.
But teens also acknowledge that appearance is another way to be beautiful, and their favorite brands to help them do that include MAC, Clinique, NARS, Maybelline, Neutrogena. Is that Tarte or Tarte?
That's just Tarte, yeah.
Tarte and Too Faced.
Too Faced. Spelled not like the number 2, but T-O-O.
Just like most of the people that I went to high school with, shout out to being relatable to all the teens.
Oh, geez, no.
Everybody has a problem with everybody in high school. That was what I remembered. Everybody's two-faced and everyone's a bitch.
And we got this very inspiring quote from a 17-year-old female. Confidence is beautiful, or having emotional strength and integrity. Beauty isn't just someone's outward appearance. Dude, that was some hard philosophy right there.
Let me guess, you have a great personality. God, that is so backhanded. It's like, confidence is beautiful, but if you're not, pretty, then you could...
If you don't have those
nice.
eyebrows on fleek, it's still what's inside that counts.
That's good, because my eyebrows are a train wreck.
Same.
My eyebrows are big old caterpillars. God.
I just love
What a
how
little bitch.
I just love how it's like such a little area here that it's just like, yeah, MAC's the thing. It's like, I don't know. There's some really cheap brands out there. that do just as well as MAC, and you don't
Right.
have to spend $100 for foundation. Like,
But
what the hell?
those aren't cool. Off-brand stuff isn't cool.
Oh yes,
Like
'cause-
Meyer brand Cheerios aren't cool. You know, you want your mom to get you regular Cheerios because they're Cheerios.
Yeah, like any girl could look at another girl with makeup on and be like, "Yo, you got that sweet MAC foundation on?" Yeah, no.
Yeah, how do you tell from looking? Are there people who can tell that?
The only ones that could probably do that are the professionals who work in those studios or
So
in those
definitely
stores.
not teens.
Probably not, to be completely honest.
Good job, guys. You're wasting money. But outside of that, something you can tell by looking at it is shoes. And according to this research, teens are obsessed with shoes. Boy, I just not feeling super today. Almost 30% of the responses of what is cool were shoes.
Shoes.
The 3 coolest shoe brands are Jordan, Converse, and Vans.
I'm surprised.
I think I found my problem. I don't have any of those shoes anymore.
Geez, you're not cool, Anthony. What's
I used
going
to have
on
Converse, but I tore those up when I was in marching band, and then I had Vans, and then my dog ate them.
now? Gee, oh,
So-
oh wow, okay.
The closest I have is like I have these knockoff. These are like Steve Madden. They're not Vans. They
Yeah.
look kind of like Vans, but they're not Vans.
The funny thing about Jordan is that I could like probably never wear those because they're so flat and they don't have like any
Yeah.
arch support, and my feet are a size 5, archy as all hell, and that would not be a good thing to work out in. So I just wear the Nikes and the Adidas I.
Yeah. I don't understand why. I could never get into something like Jordan. I used to have shoes that were kind of like that. They were. Oh, I had the name. It was like Nike Delta Force. And they were high tops, but in order to wear them, you know, you had to like lace them all the way up, and then they got uncomfortable and hot and sweaty and gross and.
I had a pair of those, a type of those type of high tops, and they were DCs.
Oh, okay.
So those were our version of Jordans when we were growing up. Is you got to get that sweet DC look,
Yeah, I
even
remember-
if you're not a skater.
Yeah, DC was big back in high school for us. I remember that. What about celebrities? Okay. So, on the previous graph, boys said that music really isn't all that cool, and girls said music is really cool. In the celebrities area, musicians top the charts of cool celebrities. Celebrities that are philanthropic and genuine are the coolest.
And the
How do you
mo-
know the celebrity is genuine, though?
Yeah, because it could be just their public face that they put on, because the most mentioned celebrities that they name here are Stefan Curry, Selena Gomez, Emma Watson, Chance the Rapper, and Ariana Grande.
I think Emma Watson's cool, but
Yeah,
that's
same.
mostly because of, like, she does a lot of work for, like, feminism and...
Yeah, and the he for she thing that she started with the UN.
Yeah, like, she's a pretty awesome person. People like Selena Gomez and Ariana Grande, I don't know, I feel like they're hiding something.
Yeah, and
I never quite trusted them.
my thing though for Selena is that I kind of feel for her because constantly in the media and like TMZ and all those type of celebrity coverage news outlets is that she's always referred to as like Justin Bieber's ex, even though that she's a pretty accomplished musician.
That's true.
So
She's been doing good for herself.
just that kind of irks me when it's just like, oh yeah, she was Justin Bieber's ex. It's like, yeah, she's also probably like a platinum selling artist and
Right.
pretty successful at what she does, but no, she's just someone's ex. Don't
She's
worry
cooler
about
than
it.
Justin Bieber. She does more cool stuff than Justin Bieber.
Probably works harder than him too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fifth Avenue in Royal Oak is the premier entertainment destination with great food and drink specials in front of the most TVs in the metro area. Our private second floor is great for parties, concerts, and the best club experience on Friday and Saturday nights. Don't settle for the ordinary, make it a Fifth Avenue night.
Cottage Inn Pizza on Lasser Road is close to campus and ready to bring hot pizza, wings, breadsticks, subs, salads, calzones, and cold beverages right to your dorm with a fast delivery service. Save your Blue Devil dollars and carry out the Cottage Inn LTU special. A large 2-topping pizza and small breadsticks for only $12.99. Cottage Inn is a proud sponsor and the official pizza of Blue Devil Broadcasting. Is Steph Curry, isn't he a basketball player?
Yeah, he's for I think that's the Oakland team. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a basketball player, couple musicians, and an actress as the 5 coolest celebrities. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I know I'm out of the loop because I've never heard a Chance the Rapper song, like, ever. So
I think I only heard one, but that's because somebody I was doing a project for wanted me to use that song. Mm-hmm. It was all right. But speaking of rappers, let's just go into music in general. You know, teens, according to this, teens think music that makes them feel something is cool. I like how feel is in parentheses.
yeah.
Why is it? It's not parentheses, it's quotation, but why? What is so strange about feeling?
What's so strange
something?
about emotions? Is emotions okay?
Every song that I have makes me feel something. That's the point of having the music. That's why people play the music. That's why they should. Some people just play it for the money, but
Yeah, like there's a lot of music that makes me feel like really good. Mostly like soundtracks from movies. I love
Sure.
soundtracks.
I just recently downloaded the themes to Trigun and Cowboy Bebop because I really love how those go, and they make me feel kind of energetic, and even like the comedy stuff I have, like Neil Cicierega's mashups of Avril Lavigne and the 1988 Aerobics Championship.
Oh
That's
my
a real
God.
thing, by the way.
What? You need to send me that link.
Yeah, I will. The name of it is just Avril, and it's her song Complicated, but the underlying music to it is the 1988 Aerobics Championship
no
music.
freaking way. That is so cool.
It's ridiculous, and that kind of stuff, like it puts a new energy to the song, and I really like listening to it. I don't know. It seems like they're trying to take away the value of that word or the meaning of it. You know, like, oh, they feel something.
Yeah.
As if they don't understand what that means.
Or
like these
even-
people are so old and out of the loop.
Or even to shame them for feeling something for music. It's like,
Yeah.
don't you rock out to the Aerosmith? Like that's called feeling something.
Yeah. Back in my day, we just sat quietly while the music played. And we liked it that way. And like some of the stuff they're saying, like, teen playlist. God damn it. Teen playlist would include a mix of newer artists with a few oldies.
And just
And
to
by a
let you
few oldies, they mean the Beatles.
And just to let you know, teen playlist, the T in teen is capitalized and P in playlist is capitalized, as if it was a title.
I want to see if that's a thing. But some of the other things on here are like they have Coldplay, but they follow it up with yeah. Sorry that we have Coldplay on here. Like
And
the
it's,
people writing this are aware that Coldplay is not fantastic.
yeah, it's literally comma yeah, or yeah comma, and it goes yeah ... We know,
Like-
as if to say like Coldplay isn't a good band or like you should be shamed for.
I don't
liking that.
particularly like them, but that's me. Now, I don't listen to Drake. I don't listen to Beyonce, so I don't know. I like some Fall Out Boy. I haven't really listened to Panic at the Disco.
21 Pilots is on there as well.
21 Pilots is the only one I really have an opinion on. I think they're kind of a dumpster fire of a band. I really don't like them. But I guess it's fine for the teens to like them.
I kind of like some of Panic at the Disco's songs, especially Emperor's New Clothes. Like, that's probably my favorite song of theirs.
I think I've heard of that song at least, but I don't know for sure. Do you like 21 Pilots now that I've called them a dumpster fire?
I think one of their songs I like, but otherwise it just sounds like generic music from this era
Yeah.
of music. So it's, I don't know. It's, if anything, I would just call it generic.
That's not a bad thing to call it. Let's move on to entertainment and food and drink. Those are all part of the same kind of area. Gen Z is the most aware generation in recent history, so it's no wonder most teen boys see video games as a cool escape from reality. Okay. I mean, some of the most popular games include Legend of Zelda. It just says COD, but it means Call of Duty for anybody who wants to know what teens think is cool but can't.
So if you hear COD, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, we're not talking about a fish. It's COD Blops. COD Blops, Call of Duty Black Ops, which I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, so they came out with Black Ops 3 last year, and then Infinite Warfare is what's out now, and I guess people don't like Infinite Warfare, so they're just going to go back to Black Ops.
Oh no, that poor Call of Duty game didn't do well.
No.
Even though all of the other previous ones have been successful.
They've all been successful, but this new one, they were like, all right, what do we do now? Let's go into space. And it's like, I think they're trying to be Star Wars, but not.
Yeah.
I haven't played it. But then like Grand Theft Auto's on here, Pokemon, Minecraft, and CSGO. That means Counter-Strike.
Okay, because
Go.
I did not know what that one was.
Yeah, that's like an online thing. And I think that's one of the ones where like it's you can get different like mods of the game so you can do different stuff. Jeez. As far as media entertainment, they're all just streaming platforms.
Yeah, there's
Like YouTube and Netflix and Spotify and Hulu. I don't use Hulu or Spotify.
I don't use Hulu, but I do use Spotify.
I don't want to pay money, and I don't mind sitting through ads or anything. I just listen to Pandora. And if there's something that really catches my ear, I'll go and download that later. I don't need to pay you money for it.
I could definitely see, though, YouTube being at the top, considering that I do follow YouTubers, and I actually do watch YouTube as my primary source for entertainment.
Yeah.
And the ones that I do watch have upwards of 15 million subscribers, and that's easily way more viewership than a majority of the shows on TV get these days. So I totally understand that.
Yeah. And YouTube's at a point where back in the day when it first started, it was just like, oh, hey, here's these dumb videos.
Yeah.
But now there's, oh my God, there's like news outlets and there's different channels that like can appeal to young people, and some YouTubers act as like inspirations for young people. I know on Game Grumps they've discussed things like depression before because like people on the show have gone through that, and then they've gotten fan mail that's been like, hey, I saw this episode where you talked about that and it really helped. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have that kind of stuff.
Like, I've heard stories in, like, a comment section of Markiplier. Like, I watch him the most out of any YouTuber.
And Markiplier is really big into pleasing the fans, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. And the good thing about him is that he does, like, these charity live streams where he will literally be on a live stream for 20 or 12 hours, and he would raise upwards of $100,000 for charity. So in terms of like a social impact, YouTube probably is going to be the king of that real soon.
Yeah,
in terms of
YouTube's pretty good about all that, and they I follow Cracked on YouTube, and recently they've been doing a series called People Watching, which is it's an animated series, and each one explores like different like human behaviors and emotions and like why we do like this kind of thing that kind of makes us feel shitty, and it's really interesting, and it really helps I think especially people who are going through this kind of thing. A lot of the characters are like they're like socially awkward and everything. There was an episode they put out where it was like a help group, I guess. I can't remember. A support group. It's a support group. Of these people, and one of them is like, hey, I'm an accomplished writer, and I have all these adoring fans, but I hate being alone with another person, or like I feel so alone. I kind of hate my life, and it was just all this stuff about these people who like, outside looking in, they're doing great. Inside looking out, they're doing kind of terrible.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, I'm sure, can help people who also feel the same way.
Yeah, and actually kind of going back to one of the original statements in this article in terms of being engaged and aware, is that like channels like these are helping people discover who they actually are, or if they do have any quote unquote issues with each other.
That's an excellent point. I'm sure it helps too with someone like Philip DeFranco.
Oh God, yeah.
Who, he does news, and he can reach people who watch YouTube instead of watching the actual news, and inform them of like some stuff that's going on, even if sometimes that's just about like YouTube drama.
And the hilarious thing about Philip DeFranco, but it's bad that it's hilarious, and it's bad that it's kind of edgy, but I believe him most of the time. I would much rather listen to his YouTube channel than say like MSNBC or Fox News or something like that, because they always have like a little bias twist towards their stories. Yeah. And Phil DeFranco is just like, no, this is what happened on this side and this side. Draw your own conclusions. Here's mine.
Yeah, he likes to say like, I don't want to break first. I want to break the story right. And so he'll wait like a couple days if he has to, and then when he gives his opinion, he'll make sure he's like, this is where I'm going to give my opinion
based on this.
Yeah, and then he'll go back into this is just the news. This is what you need to know. And I like that, and I think teens can learn from that, because he very much has the persona of like, I don't want to be a dick. It doesn't really help anybody. We should probably move on though.
Yeah.
So the other stuff they have on here is like sports and outdoor activities. Oh Jesus. In the description, it says, team sports are the coolest and most common way for Gen Z to connect IRL. Can't you just write real life?
In real life. It's not that hard to write.
You took the time to, like, define what IRL is. You may as well just write what it is. Because this is written in a way where it's, like, supposed to inform, like, adults and shit, or pedophiles, I don't know. But it's using like teen lingo every once in a while, and it's very uncool.
If you're gonna commit to using IRL and OMG and IDK, use it.
Well, and like
page to page.
but then it's like focused towards teens. Then it should be.
Yeah, because this is a report on them. Technically,
these guys aren't very consistent in who they're aiming at.
And not only does it connect to IRL, but it serves as the antidote to tech overkill. Teens love sports for their teamwork, competitiveness, and relaxing outlet they provide. Who would have thunk it?
That's why they play things like NBA 2K17.
Yeah.
They play the video games where they can play sports. but they're saying like football and basketball and soccer and basketball and running, whatever. Those are most played, most watched. Mm-hmm. I get that. I personally, I'm more into hockey and baseball.
Same.
As far as things I would watch or play. But that's just me. This was one of my favorite things, and I was actually asking my brother about it last night. First off, Gen Z may be the most evolved generation, but they're still pimply teenagers with cravings. Maybe we didn't need to have pimply in there.
It's
these teens are still embarrassed about all the pus coming out of their face.
Yeah, I'm
And
21 years
soda.
old. I still have acne.
Oh, me too.
Like, geez. It's not
But
just teenagers.
But it's also not really helpful to, point that out. Especially since on the page before, being beautiful is being yourself.
Yeah.
But if being yourself means to have all these pimples and
Get foundation, cover that shit up.
maybe you have a good personality. But so this is what I was asking specifically. According to teens, pizza, Oreos, chips, and ice cream are cool. So I kept asking my brother, "Hey Ben, is Oreo cool?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Is Oreo cool?" Yeah. He didn't know what to say.
Yeah, it's like Oreos are tasty. Good job. Cool.
Yeah.
Not cool, bruh.
Well, and then I started asking him too. I was like, "Ben, do you think automotive is cool?" He's like, "What?
What's automotive?
Cars are cool."
Oh,
Like-
yeah, I totally think that auto bailout in 2008 was a good thing.
God. It's just, I don't like the way they phrase some of this stuff. I think it's kind of insulting to the intelligence of the reader. And
Yeah.
sometimes insulting to the teens themselves.
Yeah, because it says teens love junk food and almost get 17% of their calories from fast food. What? Okay.
I'm sorry.
How did you determine that?
I was...
Do you follow these teenagers to see what they eat when they eat it?
Well, maybe that's another one where they do a survey of 400 kids. Except... I mean, pizza, sure. Pizza and chips, sure.
Yeah.
Oreos specifically? Why not just cookies?
Yeah.
There's plenty of cookies.
Yeah, it's like Chips Ahoy is damn good cookies. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah. I feel like they had different research teams for these different things instead of a way to keep it consistent. Mm-hmm. But also, reading and knowledge are cool. Those are some of the coolest activities. So, good for them, I guess.
What cracks me up is that it starts with "you do you," yet the section above it says "pimply teenagers."
Right. Like,
What?
they're inconsistent. It's... Mm-hmm. I don't want to say bad, but it's kind of bad.
And it's bordering. It's bordering.
After that, they just go into specific brands. The top 10 coolest brands, which are YouTube and Netflix, which, yeah.
Understandable.
Google, which...
Biased!
Yeah, maybe they just put that in to, like, pat themselves on the back. Like, they use you a lot. They need to find out, like, what's happening to their bodies and stuff. And
It's funny, too, because YouTube is owned by Google, and number 10 is Chrome, so you're basically saying Google, like, 3 times, essentially.
oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised that Oreo and GoPro overtake PlayStation, but Xbox overtakes all of those.
Yeah.
But I really love that Doritos made the list.
Yes, Doritos.
Doritos
The
specifically.
sweet, good Doritos.
I really want Doritos now, actually.
And Nike.
Yeah, I need a lot of Nike. Actually, I only buy the shoes. I don't buy any of the other stuff.
I actually just found a pair of Nike shoes that actually work out because they are usually way too flat. So I actually found a pair and I'm wearing them right now. So go Nike.
All right.
Just do it.
When I think cool, I imagine companies that do great things for customers, employees, or beautiful/unusual products. So, I mean, YouTube, yeah, YouTube's pretty good because it's got creators that want to do different things and utilize it in different ways. Netflix is good because House of Cards.
Yeah.
We get movies and TV shows.
And their recent deal with Disney, providing all the movies there.
Oh, that's right. They've got a Disney deal now.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's like the best thing on the planet.
I gotta actually watch some of those Disney movies. I wasn't as big into Disney as everybody else growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I like that GoPro's on here. I know that some teens really like using GoPro. Like my brother's a skateboarder, and I think he dreams of having one of those to use because he's always filming himself
Yeah.
skateboarding. Chrome? Why is Chrome on the list just because like it's slightly better than Firefox and Safari?
Yeah, and plus, how many... I could obviously see that, like, Chrome with phones and Android, like I have, that's my default browser on there.
It is?
But, yeah, like, does every single teen have a laptop that they surveyed here?
I don't think so. I doubt it. This is my first laptop, and it's from the school.
Yeah, same. This isn't even my laptop, technically.
But then they go more in depth with the brands by once again interviewing 1,100 teens 13 to 17 who have to rank 122 brands based on how cool they are. So you have things like McDonald's, AT&T, Pizza Hut, and Samsung? Yeah. And Snapchat and YouTube up at the top. But it's based on like most aware. Is that like what they're aware of the brand?
Yeah, like the way that I read this is like your x-axis is the least cool to most cool, and your y-axis is the least aware to most aware. So
Okay. So they're most aware of McDonald's, but they also don't think it's very cool.
yes.
All right. And Yahoo's not very cool. I can attest to that.
Yeah, and the poor Wall Street Journal is almost near the y-axis when it comes to least cool.
Yeah. And Vice is down in least aware. Is that the magazine or the YouTube channel?
Not
Or
sure
are they the
about
same
that.
thing? I never know because I don't look at either of them. But you have things like
Like Chanel,
Unidlow.
Polo.
Oh, Chanel. Oh, boy. Back when I was in high school, the first I ever heard of Chanel was when Brad Pitt was doing the ads.
Oh my God.
And what we did for my TV productions class was we made a parody of that. We had me stand against a wall. We made it black and white. We tried to make it dramatic, and I gave his monologue. But then the product in question was furniture glides. That shit that you pound into the bottoms of your chairs so they don't scrape up the floor.
Yeah.
I never heard of Chanel before Brad Pitt. And then I never really saw anything about Chanel after Brad Pitt.
I don't know. I just kind of view it as one of those expensive brands that I definitely cannot afford.
Yeah. But again, it's like with the beauty products. Who's gonna know?
Yeah, it's like I could be wearing any lipstick right now. It could be MAC, but it could also be NYX. You never know.
But it could also be Billy's from behind the dumpster. You
Yeah.
know, nobody's gonna know unless they're really attuned into that kind of thing. Right in the middle of like what people. Oh, geez, that zoomed in fast. People are really aware of Vine, and they think it's pretty cool.
Rest in peace.
Although, yeah, this study I think was done like a year ago before Vine got shut down.
Oh no.
So Google, you're actually out of date.
Yeah.
You dated yourself.
There's literally an extinct company on this list.
It's not that it's extinct, but you can't like.
It's not accessible as the
You can't-
original app.
No,
was.
you can go on the website and still look at like creators' stuff, but like anything that you've liked and saved to your own page is removed. But you can still look for their stuff, but it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because you can mostly search based on creator or hashtag instead of like YouTube where you can search by like the name of the video. Mm-hmm. And some of my favorite ones on Vine didn't have any hashtags to go with them. They just were titled things like "Sorry" or "Jesus, please forgive me." But yeah, guys, dated yourself. Whoa, I forgot about this. There's also a brand coolness one on millennials.
Yeah.
People 18 to 24, like us. And once again, Vine is up in the aware and cool section.
It's a little bit lower on the most aware genre.
I like that TMZ is the least cool.
Yeah, honestly, though, TMZ is just,
And Tesla's all by itself.
rest in peace.
People sort of care about Tesla. And then you got Beats by Dre, and then you got YouTube, Netflix, and Google all up in, like, the top corner, the best place to be.
I love how, though, let me see here real quick. Costco is on this list, whereas the previous list, it was not on there. So apparently...
Oh, it wasn't?
Yeah, no. Apparently, millennials like that sweet Costco free sample days.
Well, they definitely did not ask anybody from my neck of the woods then about Costco, because my high school is about a half mile, not even, from a Costco. And
Yeah.
at lunch, plenty of people walk there and just get the giant pizza for $2 and then come back.
Sounds like a good deal, to be honest.
It's a pretty good deal. And like because they're just kids, they'll let them in.
Yeah.
And they'll just go right to the food court. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, the pizza there's delicious, too, to be...
But
Oh, my
then
goodness.
those two graphs turn into like Gen Z versus millennials,
Yeah.
in which they asked 800 millennials to rate the same brands on coolness. There were surprising differences. Although Facebook is cooler than Facebook Messenger. But,
They're the same thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of part of the same thing. Like, the apps are different things. But when you're on the website, Messenger is just integrated into that.
Yeah, it's literally a little icon on the top right of your...
Facebook's doing a thing now where they will like have like a messenger window pop up
Yeah.
on the website, but it's for like a post that you made, and you can track what's happening to it, which is cool. In-N-Out is the coolest fast food to millennials, but In-N-Out's only like in Texas or something.
And also California,
So
where Google is.
that's not a great one to do. Coke is cooler than Pepsi. McDonald's is cooler to us than it is to Gen Z. I can agree with that. Bring back the chicken selects, McDonald's.
Yeah, and also that Southwest chicken biscuit in the morning, that's delicious. Please.
And the Mulan sauce, Morty. Bring back the Mulan sauce.
Brings
Do
it back.
do
Someone
watch-
spends...
Do you watch Rick and Morty?
No, I don't.
Oh God, they premiered the season 3 episode earlier this week, and Rick's character goes through all this shit, and like at the end he's just he's saying like back in the 90s when Mulan came out, McDonald's had this awesome Szechuan sauce, and it was the best thing ever. And that's what I want. I just need the sauce. He's like, I toppled an entire government because I need the sauce. That's going to be my character arc. So
This saucy.
the internet's been blowing up with, like somebody's kept the sauce and is like selling it on eBay, and other people are like trying to figure out how to make the sauce themselves.
That eBay post, I saw it actually earlier today, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, someone will actually buy this, and then watch what McDonald's will do. They'll bring back the sauce.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
It was
I
like
hope
the
they bring back
Twinkie
the
thing.
sauce. Oh, yeah.
It's like Twinkies Reborn.
Which, thank God, I loved Twinkies, and I was really sad when they went away for a little bit. But then they keep talking about they kind of have a whole page dedicated to Google, which is selfish, to say the least. For us millennials, Google is serious and functional. And for Gen Z, Google is fun and functional.
So this basically functional is the
So
end all and be all to
I
this.
think basically what they're coming up with is the people that they were interviewing are people who are college age,
Yeah.
and we all use Google to write our papers and shit at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like
Where Gen Z can, Google pictures of butts because they don't have to write these kinds of things that we have to write.
they need to Google where that boy has went to.
Yeah. Where's that boy?
And how's Pepe doing?
To Gen Z, Google equals search, and that's part of what makes it cool. What? Google is really cool because it is an innovator, a trendsetter. Google is not only a powerful search engine, but also great at everything it does, from email to documents. Google products are easy to use and work well. As a company, Google stands for education and creativity, shown by the science fairs and doodle contests they host.
I just love how the longest quote in this entire thing thus far has been the Google quote.
It's all about how great Google is.
Yes, all hail the Google, Sam.
Which, I mean, Google is pretty great, especially when you're working in a group. Like,
Yeah.
sharing documents and everything, I love.
Google Drive is bae right now.
Yeah. But Google, they want all these kids to really like them. And then after that, we have a page of a couple teens, along with some brands they really like.
Yeah.
Like YouTube and Netflix, that's not a surprise. Chrome, because this is a Google study. And Oreo. Just Oreo.
Just the Netflix part was like, when I read that, it was the most cringiest thing on the planet. It goes, hashtag Netflix and chill is how teens, quote, connect. Netflix is cool because it is well used, well loved, well priced, and well stocked.
Netflix is cool because it's something teens can put on in the background while they fool around. Like,
Well, they scootily poop.
that's what the Netflix and chill means to all you parents who still don't know.
Yeah.
And
It's-
if any parents are watching this.
It's to quote John Green, it's the scootily pooping that's going on.
God. YouTube is cool because of its variety and breadth of videos, from DIY to makeup tutorials, which, fun fact, the club president, Chanel, has a channel of DIY videos that you should go check out.
Subscribe.
I'll see if I can find a link, and I'll put that in the description. And YouTube keeps Gen Z connected and in the know. So, yeah,
That's
good for them.
That's probably the only like actual factual thing in this thing
It might be.
because it's actually true.
I know we're kind of speeding through these last few ones, but this recorder only has so much battery life left on it, and I think we might be nearing the time up mark too.
All right.
So that's good though, because now we have the wrap up, which I'm not sure about all this. Teens never knew the world before terrorism or global warming. I'm not quite sure how that relates to what is cool.
Yeah.
Terrorism's not cool. Unless you're...
That blowing up stuff?
Terrorist.
Nah, man. Don't do it.
That's not for me. They value information, stimulation, connection, evident by their affinity for YouTube, Google, and Netflix. They just keep going back to those three. They have big hopes for the brands they choose. From Nike to Xbox, they expect big things, like games that don't suck. I guess.
Shoes that don't suck.
Yeah, shoes that are comfortable and affordable. Which you could probably go to Payless for.
Yeah.
But then they have, ask yourself, what surprised you and why? Sarah, did anything surprise you?
Just the way they broke it down, because if this was made by Google, like they're supposedly the most in the know. Plus, they could like run the biggest data search of this.
Yeah.
Like this could be a huge survey, but they kind of just broke it down in a blanket statement sort of way.
They really did. They could have done a little bit more research, used a little bit more Google. it's just, I feel like, even though the studies were conducted a year ago, I feel like this was kind of rushed. It feels like incomplete. And not in the way where it's like, oh, we need to go back and do more. This is like presented as like a definitive guide.
Yes.
You know,
like this
so-
is research day
Yeah.
level stuff here.
Like, you need more information than what you are giving us. And that, you know, even if that means going back and changing some stuff. Like, they had plenty of time to remove Vine from those charts before
Yeah.
they released this. And they just didn't. You know, come on, Google.
And Anthony, what are you dying to know more about?
Why didn't you ask more kids? Why didn't you use Google more? Why does this have to be a thing?
Yeah.
Who is this aimed at? Because you have it written as if it's for moms and grandmas, but it also uses abbreviations like IRL.
RL.
RL Stein, that's a different thing.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm definitely dying to know is what were your methods for conducting this? I want to see one of your surveys that you were handing out to these 400, 800 kids.
Yeah. And maybe by doing more look into this, we can figure that out. But they do provide an email address that you can email. It's
Alright.
coolbook@google.com, which I don't know if this book was very cool. The kids in this picture, they look kind of like the Breakfast Club, or at least this redhead.
Oh my god.
She looks like she's, you know, part of the reboot for Breakfast Club.
Yeah, she's even got those like mom 90s jeans on.
Yeah, they've got, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's an all right style, but it really looks dated.
And that gentleman right next to her with all of that denim on.
Yeah, it's a lot of
And-
denim on denim.
and
Well,
she
she's got
has-
a lot of denim
Yeah.
with her jean shirt, jean jacket, and jean pants.
And then there's a Mr. Patagonia next to her.
He doesn't look like he quite knows what's going on, but
No. It's like,
whatever. And footnotes, they have, okay, so they have like some stuff. We commissioned 3 research studies in the United States to gather data for this magazine. See, this is the method section that you were talking about.
Yeah, but
They
it should have
had
been
this
in the
at
beginning. Yeah.
YouGov administered a study. YouGov administered a second study. Gut Check administered a qualitative survey where 67 teens. 67? That's too few. They definitely should have gone with more.
That's literally like half of a lecture hall
Yeah, that's
of teens.
like half a lecture hall at Lawrence Tech.
Yeah.
It's small. It's a really small number. It's too small to write a magazine about.
Yeah, and our student body is 4,500.
Yeah. Yeah, this I would say, you know, check this out yourself if you're interested. But overall it's kind of not great.
Yeah.
They could definitely have done more with this. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this with me.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's a good time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know this is